And if you really don't want to miss any of the shows, hit that notification bell and you'll get a message every time we come on. Now we got it. Sit back, relax, and stay tuned.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Joyce Butler, Joy B. I'm sitting in for Dr. Jenkins tonight, and we're here. We're going to have a very, very mature and respectful discussion. Formerly incarcerated women. We have Miss Gwen and Miss Gail on the platform tonight. This is their show, so I'm going to let them do the talking. I'm just going to introduce some facts, and then I'm going to let both of these ladies just talk tonight, okay? This is their first show, so give them a hand. This is their very first show with many more to come, and I'm sure they are going to absolutely I'm going to have to call 911 because they're just going to shut it down. They're going to kill it tonight. So I wanted to just read something, Miss Gwen, some facts, and Miss Gail, some facts. You know, I just looked this up, and I have been incarcerated, not for the length of time that you ladies have, and I'm going to let you talk about that, but still, I spent time in jail. So let me talk a little bit about what I read. So, like there are many challenges that women in prison that they face, and they said the number one issue that women face is being separated from their children, husbands, and families. And number two is inadequate, substandard physical and mental health care. Number three, sexual abuse. Yep, they were incarcerated and now they're giving back. Number four is lack of vocational and educational programs. And number five is unsafe prison environments. So who wants to get started? Introduce yourself. You know, you can get as personal as you want. You know, how long did you spend in prison? You know, if you don't want to say anything about what you were charged with, or, you know, you just do what you guys feel comfortable with. So we want to start with Miss Gwen, and then we'll go to Miss Gail. Go ahead, Miss Gwen.
Well, I'm just glad to have the format, to be able to be here, to be able to bring some of the things that we talk about at home. We don't bring out in the public, our dirty laundry, so to say, or our formerly incarcerated family members or loved ones. So this program is going to talk about those and those people and what we can do to help. What we can do to make sure that their needs are being met, the ones that are incarcerated and the ones who have just come home, to show the positive things that we are doing. Myself, I was incarcerated in 2004 for distribution of heroin. Mm-hmm. I was sentenced to 400 months. And
break that down for us. Break that down. Hello, good evening. Break that down for us.
I'm gonna tell you what happened in court that day. Nobody broke it down. Think about it. Mm-hmm. They didn't break it down. They told me, my mom was sitting in court and they said 400 months. My mom had to break
figure
it down.
Out.
Yeah, she broke it down. But guess what? Mm-hmm. When she walked out the court that day, guess what she said to the prosecutor?
What'd she say?
My mother lived to be 106.
Wow, that's
I'll be living when she comes home. And she will come home.
Yes.
And I did come home when my mom was 95.
Wow.
And I came home to my mama. Yes, I did.
Blessings on her. Yes.
So I came home in 2000 after receiving it's called the CARES Act. It's the act that gave the stimulus money. I know most of you all know about that. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, it's the same act that gave the stimulus money. It said that people who had been vetted, who did very good. Oh, apologies. Mm-hmm. I thought I had cut that down.
It's okay. No, we can see you. We can see you. Okay. Good, Miss Gwen.
I thought I had cut that phone off. But anyway, it's like I said, I got sentenced to 400 months in 2000 and 19.
Okay.
It got reduced to 292 months. It
Okay.
got reduced from 33 years to 24 years.
Okay.
In 2020, the pandemic hit, and lo and behold, guess what? Guess who helped me get out?
I think I heard you
Trump.
say it.
Yeah,
Yes, I think I heard you
President
say that the
Trump.
other night because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was intrigued by the show. Yes, ma'am.
Obama refused me a couple of times,
Wow.
but Trump didn't have anything to do. It's the law that he had.
Okay.
I
Right.
guess it was left up to him. I probably would still be in, because when I did get out, I got out on home confinement,
Okay.
and right after I got out on home confinement, guess what I found out?
What'd you find out, Miss Gwen?
That he said that since he didn't get elected, that he said that we had to go back in.
Wow.
That when the pandemic was over with, the Federal Bureau of Prison shall return us back to incarceration.
Are you serious?
Yes. So, and that's exactly what I said when I found out. So that was the beginning, really, of my speaking out. I found some organizations that had helped me when I was in, and I went to them. I said, "You mean to tell me that what I've got to do now is pray that the pandemic never ends?"
Right.
In order
Well,
for
the
me to
pandemic
stay
is
out?
not over anyway.
Yeah. Well, guess what? I got
And
sent
numbers
back.
are rising again.
But even so, I still got sent back. I got
Wow.
sent back because they didn't train me on this new technology. I didn't know anything about it.
Okay.
So when I came home, I tried to get some help.
And you
I was in
could
I was
not.
in a halfway house. They said there wasn't any. I had to find my own help. So lo and behold, some of the organizations that had helped me out when I was in, some of them organizations that stayed with me
They
throughout my
rallied to help you.
incarceration.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
One organization in particular, the Maryland Justice Project, decided that, hey, we can start a computer class.
Absolutely. That's right. We can get this
And they
done.
did. We can get this done, Miss Gwen.
Yeah.
Find a couple of women, find somebody, and we'll
Mhm.
start a class free.
Right. Right.
Free. So they formed a free class for me, not for me, but for formerly incarcerated people, men, women, children, didn't matter, young people.
Right. Right.
And I went to a couple of classes, but because I had a home monitor on, I was responsible to answer the phone, respond to that monitor whenever it went off. I didn't answer the phone or respond to the monitor because I was in class, and I got deemed, after the third class that I took, I got deemed to be an escapee. And
Wow.
and
And what happened, Miss
after
Gwen? They
being
picked
home
you
for a
up?
year, doing all the right things, after showing proof that I was in a class, because I didn't answer the phone for 4 hours, I got labeled an escapee and was mandated to return back to prison.
Now, what happened after you went back?
All hell broke loose, to say the least.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Monica, Etta, who you'll meet a little later, so many people, my family, my mom, my sisters, my sons, they all felt that it was an injustice because I hadn't done anything wrong. I was only trying to learn and
Right.
continue to better myself. It got a lot of publicity. Like I said, I was remanded back to custody as an escapee, waiting for the to be returned back to prison. But instead, with all the lobbying, with all the publicity that surrounded my reincarceration,
Mhm.
because like I said, I hadn't did anything wrong. I was just trying to learn some more
That's right.
about how
That's
to use this technology. And because of that, and because the possibility that I would have to return to full custody and serve my time until 2033,
Wow.
my judge decided that she would grant me compassionate release. Thank goodness for my judge.
Yes,
Thank
absolutely.
goodness, but more so, thank goodness for the people the organizations, I can't begin to name. And I want people to know there are organizations in our city that are there. They need the support of the people.
Mhm.
They need the support of our families. They need the support of all the returning citizens, especially, of which we are
Right.
a great number. But they need support. There are organizations that go down. We're going to talk about it.
Okay. Okay.
what we do now, and they lobbied and they helped. If they hadn't gotten on national TV, on NBC, CNN, on those type of shows, if they hadn't gotten on those shows and talked about what had happened to me, I would still be incarcerated. You believe that? But I
Wow.
want people to know the power of the people.
That's exactly right.
The power
And
of, we have some power.
God's
And
power. Yes.
yes, and
Absolutely.
what we're doing now is we're using that power. We're going down to Annapolis.
Mhm.
We did voter registration for formerly incarcerated people. We now have the right to vote. Since I've been home, I've worked on voting campaigns with an organization, a coalition of groups, Expand the Ballot Coalition. There was
Right.
many groups involved. And what we did is we went all around and made sure that incarcerated people, formerly incarcerated people, people who are serving time pre-release and haven't gotten out, people who are
Wow.
serving misdemeanor time, they all have the right to vote. These are some of the issues that we're going to talk about later on in the show. Don't want to get into it much right now,
Right.
but I just want people to know that through our lived experiences, we're going to be on this show. We're going to be talking about what went on with us and what's going on with your loved ones. We want you to call and we want you to talk. But most of
Right.
all, we want you to take action and get involved. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Etta, I'm
Okay.
so glad to see you. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Miss Gail, you want to talk about your experience?
Yes, hello everyone.
Hi, Miss
I'm
Gail.
about this show this evening. I love the ladies that are on because we made a connection when we were incarcerated.
Yes.
And we came home, we stayed together and we stayed in contact. And I want others to know that there are people out here that want to help and are willing to help and that will stand by you and stick with you. I got locked up in '98,
Mhm.
and I had a 5-year mandatory sentence.
Wow.
Um, but back then, we had programs in the institution. We had pre-release. I worked outside of the jail, so
Okay.
you were transitioned back into society. Now that's no longer available for what I understand. The classes aren't like they used to be,
Hmm.
and you're on the grounds of the institution. So you don't feel like you're progressing today.
Right. So, what's that transition process like, Miss Gail, if I can ask that question? What was it like, when you were, so did you serve the actual mandatory 5 years?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Uh,
So, talk
I
about
got a,
that transition process. What happened?
because I was allowed to go to the pre-release centers that were in the city, I
Okay.
could see outside my neighborhoods. I could see people that I knew, the community that I lived in. So I felt like I was working my way back into society.
Slowly
Um,
but surely. Yeah. Slowly
yes,
but yeah.
my dad stuck with me through my process, but the rest of my family, like, oh no, 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 no. You must,
Why?
you
Can I
must
ask a
have did it.
personal question? Do you have children?
I had 2 sons. My youngest son died while I was incarcerated. And
Wow.
only thing that kept me together were the ladies and the
Right.
compassion from the officers that were there.
Right. Because
Um,
long ago you could go to a funeral if your family had the money to pay for that.
well,
You
because I was in the pre-release center, I could go to the funeral. They allowed me to go to the funeral. I didn't have to pay
okay.
for that. I was
Okay.
escorted, but I wasn't concerned about what I looked like coming and who brought me. I just needed to be there.
That's
And
right.
I was allowed to go, but by the grace of God, that's the only thing that kept me together from not going back and losing my mind because my son died like 3 months before I came home.
Oh,
And it's not something that I talk about because the pain that happened in 2001.
right. Miss Gail, you just talk about the things that you're comfortable with. We're not going to put
Yeah.
any pressure on you,
But,
okay?
but I wanted to be real, and it's like God put me in that. He sent me there for a reason. He set my behind down for a reason.
Absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
I thought I knew everything. You couldn't tell me anything,
Miss
And then
Gail
he
said
sat
she was
me
a
down,
know-it-all. Yeah.
and he was the only one that I could communicate with for a while,
Mhm.
and turned me around. And I said that when I came home, I made a promise to God, if you get me out of here, I'm going to come back and help the ladies that I've left behind.
Absolutely, Miss Gail. I said the same thing.
Yes.
I was, in city jail for 100 days. And I'm
Hmm.
telling you, those were the best, worst 100 days of my life. A judge asked me if I was addicted to heroin. And so he asked me, he said, "Do you have a criminal history?" I said, "I do not." He said, "Well, you're gonna stay in here until I find one." And once I went into that courtroom that day, he said, "You're going to fare very well in my courtroom today. I've done my research. You come from a nice family." And, he's like, "Do not go back out and start using drugs again." And I didn't. And God has blessed me from that day to this one. And I'm going to stand on that. I'm telling you, I'm not going to, no, I'm not giving up. Can't give up on Jesus. Nope.
No.
I just want to be more involved with what you ladies are doing. Miss Gail, you go ahead and finish what you were talking about. Go ahead.
Well, only to say that, I came home. My son that passed, before he passed, he had told me about a church that he thought I would like. So I came home and went right to church,
Me
um,
too.
the Empowerment Temple. And
Okay.
it was a different kind of experience for me, So I felt welcome, and I joined the prison ministry in the church, and that
Me
allowed me
too.
to go
Me too.
back to Jessup and do a prison ministry there. So I enjoyed that part. We no longer have that. I'm trying to, get it started back again. But
Mhm.
the ladies need to know that you still have value. We still have value. We're valuable.
Absolutely.
You can turn your life around. You can rebuild your life. You can change your life. And we're here to give them all the support that they need.
That's right.
Um, I'm talking about the ladies, but it's men and women. We're all going to do this together. I don't know what it's like in the men's prison, so I can't speak on that. But we're all going to do. Annapolis has bills for all of us,
Right.
and
Right.
people that want to help us when we come home. And that's what this show is. I hope does. It connects and helps.
And that's what we have to do. We're all connected. We're all
Yeah.
connected. Now, this beautiful lady right here, can you tell me? I met you probably maybe a couple of weeks ago when we were downtown. What's your name?
Me,
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
my name is Etta
Better.
Myers.
Yeah, I met you. You got that nice short haircut and those glasses. I
Yeah.
met you. Yeah, we were at an event. Absolutely. With
Okay.
yeah, with the compensation board.
With the what?
The compensation board. Remember?
No.
When we went down to the transatlantic building,
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes,
Yes,
yes. I was
yes.
there. I was there.
Okay.
Transamerica. I'm sorry,
Yes, yes,
Transamerica.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay,
Okay.
Miss Etta, you go ahead and as much as you're comfortable with, tell us about, tell us your story. What happened to you, and the talk as much as you're comfortable with. You go ahead. You start
I'm
talking.
I am comfortable with all of it, right? Because
Okay.
it's just a part of what happened. Who
I
made me
know
the
that's
woman?
right.
Yeah, who made me the woman that I am today? Which gives me a desire to help other women and men who are stuck in behind the walls and those that are coming out.
Right, right.
All of us need one another, whether we know it or not, and some of us more than others. But
Absolutely.
when you know what your purpose is, when you finally come to know it,
Mm-hmm.
you're able to maneuver and navigate to where you need to be at.
That's
And
exactly
so,
right. So go ahead.
and that's where I'm at. I'm into traveling this journey wherever God leads me, right?
Mhm.
Because I've done it my way for so long. He allowed me to make the choices that I've made, which caused me a lot of grief and pain. But in
Okay.
all that grief and pain, I was allowed to grow. And growing, I have flourished into the woman that I'm starting to become proud of. I haven't always been proud because I always felt that I didn't fit in a particular place or with a particular group of people.
I understand.
I'm not that kind of person where I fit in. I'm an easygoing woman, but I didn't gel with everybody.
And that's for all of us, right?
And that's where I'm at today. Even I'm not a person who gels with anybody. I only want to be with women and men who know who they are and the God of our understanding. So if you don't know God, then you can't
Miss Etta said you can't be
possibly
near
want to
her.
know me. Yeah, you
Absolutely.
can't want to know me because I'm still learning who he is, but I know that he is the best thing that has ever happened in my life, right?
And mine too. And
And
mine too.
I need him more than I want him,
Oh my goodness.
but I need him. You know, I
Come
need
on
him
through, Miss. I know that's right, Miss Etta.
every
Come on
moment
through.
of my life.
Yes,
And
yes.
it is because of him that I am able to maneuver the system the way that we are doing, right? When you meet people and you are moving in the same arena and you know that it fits right, you just know that it do. And it's
Right.
been a lot of years that the ladies that I'm on this show with right now, we did a time together,
Right.
and it took some time for all of us to come back together. But in doing that, I know it's the right time now because I know that
Mhm.
that God has a divine purpose for us together.
True. So let me ask a question. So all you ladies, you bonded with each other while you were incarcerated, and you made this pact, like we're gonna stick together after this is over, and we're gonna do this thing. Because I understand you ladies started programs while you were incarcerated.
Yes, we did, and some of us, well, all of us was connected in jail when we were incarcerated, and when we came home, we were also connected, but just in different places. But like I said,
Right.
you know, the universe has a way of bringing you back together when it's time. And so I know that now is the time for us to do what we need to do
I know that's right. I
because
know.
we have power. You know, see, when we were doing time, I know that I didn't recognize the power that I hold. And now I know I can identify with the power that I have. And I want to teach other women that are coming out as I did.
Tap into their power.
Yes, to tap into their power. And
Exactly.
because we're getting older and we need people who are going to take the wand from us.
Right. Take over.
And do,
Take the reins and keep it going.
absolutely,
It's a
absolutely.
necessary. Yes.
Necessary, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, now who's this young lady here? I met you also. What's your name? Unmute your mic. Your mic is muted.
Okay.
Okay, what's your name?
Yes, ma'am. Giselle Hicks.
Okay, Miss Giselle. Yep, I met you at that same meeting. Now Miss Gwen's in another
Yes,
spot.
ma'am.
Good, because I was going to tell you we can't see your face. I'm just sitting in for Dr. J tonight. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So as much as you feel comfortable with, Giselle, I love that name. As much as you feel comfortable with, tell us your story. What happened to you? You can tell as little or as much as you want. And so you're the youngest in this group of women. So talk about how they helped you during your incarceration. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, okay. Well,
You're laughing. They must have helped you a lot because it's like you're bubbling over with this happiness. How Miss Van? Miss Van says you all are looking beautiful tonight on the panel. Go ahead, Giselle. Go ahead. Talk about
Yes,
that.
ma'am. My name is Giselle Hicks. I did 10 years on a 15-year sentence at MCIW. I was 19 years old at the time, and I came home at the age of 32. During my incarceration, I was when I first got arrested, I found out I was pregnant with my son. Um, and it was really hard. It was depressing because I had to leave another child behind. My oldest daughter, she was 3 years old at the time.
Okay.
And when I got arrested, it involved domestic violence,
Okay.
for which that's something that I've been going through.
I'm going to interrupt you for just a second. If you're not talking, can you please mute your mic? Because there's some background. So Miss Gwen and yes, Miss Etta and Miss Gail, if you could mute your mic, and then yeah, but not you, Giselle. We're gonna let you talk. Miss Van says, I love the fact that all of these ladies came out and you looked for each other. You know, she said, stand on your word. You stood on your word, you know, and you're not going to leave anybody behind. She said, I love your peace, your strength, your faith, your faithfulness. Keep God first and speak on that. Thank you, Miss Van. Thank you. Go ahead, Giselle. Go ahead.
Okay. And yeah, so when I got to MCIW, I met a few people. I met a lot of people, actually. It was people that I knew, that lived in the same town that I lived in. And it was also new people that I met. Etta Myers is one of those people that basically took me up under her wing, and she used to discipline me.
You were a hothead? I'm just looking at her. I think she was a hothead. What's up, Miss Etta? What's going on? Was she a hothead?
I did. I was very rebellious. I didn't feel like I deserved to be there.
Okay, I understand.
But as time went on and individuals such as Etta Myers, you know, came into my life, and she was one of the very few people that actually was positive and basically, you know, showed me the ropes and talked to me and told me, like, you know, hey, you need to get it together so you can go home. You know, you have you don't have like made a big sentence. You know, 15 years wasn't nothing to a person that was serving time like Miss Etta and Miss Gwen, you know. So I had finally started getting myself together. I had ended up losing my mom and my grandparents. They were the ones that was really taking care of me. So it was like after they left,
supporting you. Yeah.
I didn't really have a whole lot of support. So I had to, you know, I ended up going back to school because I had ended up dropping out of 12th grade. I was going to Mervo. I ended up dropping out of school in the 12th grade. So I received my GED. I had a graduation.
Congratulations.
You know, and I tried to take advantage of the very few self-help programs that they did offer us. It wasn't a lot, but I did get a chance to meet like some teachers and, you know, officers and stuff like that worked there. Some of them did have some type of heart and did care about us. But I did, you know, meet a lot of people that I did, you know, get in contact with once I came home and everything like that. And once
so who was the first to come home? I want to ask, who was the first to come home out of you group of ladies?
I think Miss Gail.
Yeah, unmute your mic, Miss Gail. Yeah.
Yes, I came home in 2001.
Okay, so you were the first one, and then Miss Gwen. Oh, okay. So Dr. J, Miss Gwen is backstage again. So go ahead, Giselle. Tell me like, what were some of the challenges that you faced while you were incarcerated? I was talking to the ladies, and just the fourth item on the list of the challenges facing women in prison, lack of vocational or educational programs. So they had a program so you could finish your GED.
Yes.
And what
Yes.
else did they have? Thanks for
Um,
coming back, Miss Gwen. What else did they have besides that GED program?
There was a parenting class
Okay.
that I took. It wasn't really a lot. It wasn't really a lot of things. It was basically like you had to teach yourself. Like you had to teach yourself things. You had to just be very observant, you know, because of the environment that you was in anyway. You needed to be very observant anyway.
Because you have to watch yourself. You have to watch your back. For real.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I know that. Yeah.
And so I chose to involve myself with older females. The ones that I saw achieving and doing a lot of
something positive
things.
That's right. That's right.
Because it was like, you know, it was like I was going down the wrong path again, being in prison. And that just wasn't the answer.
Because you were angry, yes.
Yeah,
Can I ask
and
you a question? Did you said you were pregnant? Did you have your baby in prison? Wow.
Yes, I did.
So they took you to a hospital and you delivered the baby, and then what happened?
I was shackled while I was handcuffed to the bed while I gave birth to my son.
Wow.
I was shackled.
Wow.
When I went in labor, they shackled me. They handcuffed me. They put the chains around my belly. They put the shackles on.
Are you serious? You're not going anywhere. You're in labor.
I was a prisoner.
Wow.
Serving time.
Oh, yeah. Miss Gwen is not showing her face right now. Miss Van says, Miss Gwendolyn Levy, we always talk but never met in person. God keeps putting you and I in the same company. So that's a message from God. It's time to meet. And we'll absolutely get that going, Miss Van. But go ahead, Giselle. So you're in labor and you're natural childbirth.
Ma'am.
Natural childbirth, and
yes,
doctors and nurses all around you. Wow.
Yes. But my family couldn't be there. The only time my family was able to come, for which it was my dad and one of my sisters and my stepmom, and they came to pick my son up the day before I left.
And they just shipped you right on back.
They shipped me right on back. I didn't go to the infirmary.
Did you spend the night?
I spent one night
in the hospital, and they have guards outside your door.
They had them in the room with me.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, they had them. They was in the room. The guards were in the room with me. And yeah, the day after I gave birth to my son, they handcuffed, shackled me and everything, took me back.
Now, does he know about this? Where
my son, yes, my kids, I don't hide anything. My kids know everything about me.
Okay.
I mean, everything. Like,
wow.
Everything. Yes,
so what's his name? And tell me how he's doing. We're going to I told Miss Gwen this hour was going to go so fast. We have 15 minutes. Go ahead, Miss Giselle. So tell me about your son.
Well, my son, he's doing excellent. He is he's in the Army. He's
come on through, Army son.
He's married and he has 4 kids.
Wow.
And he's stationed in El Paso.
What a blessing.
And he's doing fine.
That's fine. Exactly right. I'm sure he doesn't remember any of that. He was just a newborn. Like, you know what? Yep, exactly. Yep, exactly. Yes. Yep. Miss Vance commented again. She said, yes, that part, Giselle. That was pain. Oh my goodness. And I'm sure it sort of felt like slavery. Okay, we're gonna get back to Miss Etta and Miss Gail. Thank you so much, Giselle. Thank you. Okay, so how are you doing? How are you doing? Ladies, talk about how you're doing. Miss Gwen, thank you. We gotta see your face. We gotta see your face. So if you pull the camera more towards you, there you go. No, pull it more towards you. Miss Gwen, pull it more towards you. And I mean, okay, Miss Gail, how are you? Now we have about 15 minutes. Miss Gail, talk about how you're doing now. Talk about, so you're home and you're getting adjusted. What's going on? Your mic is muted.
I'm sorry. I'm doing just fine.
Okay.
Through the grace of God, I'm doing fine. I'm still kind of angry, and I don't trust people. You know, I'm working on.
I understand. I get that. I get that. It took me a long time to, you know, I'm like, you know what? I am so angry, but I did what I did. So it's like, I'm just like, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, God worked it out. But I'm so glad that all you ladies are doing. Miss Etta, what's going on with you now? So have you, you know, I know we all have some sort of battle scars, you know, from any length of time being in jail or being in prison. You know, tell me what's going on with you and how are you feeling? How are you coping?
Yes, I have a lot of battle scars, right? But I'm healing, you know.
Yes.
And I'm healing because I have some women in my life who care about me, who help me along the way when I'm in a jackpot and I don't know what to do. You know, I found some people that I can really get naked with, you know, and I can be me.
Y'all are killing it. I know that's right. Yes.
You know, because that's what you have
like
to do.
that
You have
analogy.
to be able to
be
yourself with all my flaws. And people, these women accept me for who I am.
Me too. Me too.
You know,
I'm telling you. Wow.
Because we fall down, but we get up. You know,
don't we? Don't we?
And anybody that think that they come out here and they just on this road to the mountain, and it's not an easy climb.
It's not, because we're gonna stumble, we're gonna fall.
Absolutely.
But just like you said, we're gonna get back up again.
I'm gonna get back up. I'm gonna keep on getting back up. You know,
I listen to this song every morning, even though that was years and years ago when I was in jail. But every morning I still listen to this song that says, "Don't give up on Jesus," and I carry that with me all the time. So you know what? I'm gonna let I'm gonna let Miss Gwen talk about how she's doing now. But you know what? I'm not trying to be a know-it-all, but it would be a very good thing if you ladies got some therapy. You can talk to Dr. J. She's a life coach. You know,
I think all of us do.
I have a therapist. I love that woman. I'm telling you, because there are some wounds that I have to heal, you know, because of the fact that I was addicted to heroin and, you know, lots of things went on back then. And, you know, but God is so faithful to us, and I don't want to cry, but he is so faithful. And he just kept telling me, you know, do what you're supposed to do, you know, keep pushing. Every day there's a stumbling block, because the Dr. J talked about it. That's what the devil does. And I'm going to let Miss Gwen talk. You know, him and his imps, they get up every morning. What am I going to do to Joyce Butler? What am I going to do to Miss Gwen? What am I going to do to Miss Giselle? What am I going to do to Miss Etta and Miss Gail? What stumbling block am I going to try to place in their way? But get thee behind all of us. Go ahead, Miss Gwen.
Guess what?
Guess what?
He looks at all of us.
Yes.
All of us that you see right now. Etta, Ladybug, as we call her, Gail, you, Joyce, myself. You know what he says when we wake up in the morning?
Dang.
Oh, hell.
They up again. They up
again. Yeah, they up again. That's what he say.
That's
what he says when we wake up. But let me tell you something. When we were inside, so much was going on that wasn't right, that we started some organizations, we started some groups inside. We began that process of healing inside. And we wanted to make sure, I don't know, I think all of us have had some kind of therapy since we've been home. I know I have. I continue to have it.
Mm-hmm.
I belong to a therapy group. I belong to a group of women. Their organizations, Turnaround Tuesday. I can start naming organizations.
What's Turnaround Tuesday? I see Giselle shaking her head. What's Turnaround Tuesday, Miss Glenn?
Turnaround Tuesday is an organization that helps returning citizens, men and women, and to get their life back together. We're going to talk about a lot of organizations in the next couple of weeks.
I just wrote that one down.
We're going to be bringing people on from different organizations, but this is what I wanted to say. While we were inside, we formed a women's group. Mm-hmm. And that women's group was called Women of Wisdom. Mm-hmm. It was for the seniors, because a lot of things was going on that wasn't particularly right with seniors.
Right.
And our motto was, we shall not only survive this experience, but we shall thrive. We shall thrive as a result of living it. Absolutely. And we went through that experience. All of us have. And that's what we come out here. We're thriving. We're growing. We're not where we want to be, but we're going places.
Absolutely.
We're going places. And the places that we're going, we want to make sure that others are able to go too. And so that's why we do the work. It's not just that I want to be this, or I want to go here, or I want to do this. Right. I want to make sure the sisters that we left behind get those opportunities. And the way we can do it is make sure that the public knows that there's a need.
Right.
You know,
they're going to look at you guys.
We want to be the ones who say, okay, you sent us to prison for a reason. And guess what? It worked. It worked. We all came out better. We all came out better people.
And I did too. You absolutely.
Well, we all came out better people. So that's what we want this show to be about, is letting them know Etta belongs to a group of people called the Unger guys. She's the only female out of 200 and some men that got out in a group, as a result of the law. She's the only female. Gail, Empowerment Temple, the church that she belongs to, a prison ministry. We're all doing things in our own right, but we all come together and guess where we go? We go down to Annapolis and we talk about.
I know.
Why is there not a community?
Yeah, I gotta get a Tuesday off from work because I'm gonna go with you guys.
Yeah.
Elmore Holiday says, yes, he is faithful. Trauma affects us, but it makes us know that we are human. I applaud that comment. Yes.
And we want to talk about those kind of things on this show. We want to talk about trauma. We want to talk about how the mental health in our community.
Wow.
How it's not, when we come home, everybody, I think, I don't care if you serve 10 days, it's trauma.
It is trauma.
I don't care if you serve 5. I've known people who didn't do but 30 days and they lost husband, family, members, home.
Yes.
It doesn't matter whether you did 30 years, 40 years,
with my family.
10 days. It's trauma. And those are the things that we want to address on this show. We want to be able to say that men, young people, we all are affected by this. Yes. Everybody has a loved one, a family member, a friend, a neighbor who has been incarcerated, or who has been incarcerated, or is currently incarcerated.
That's right.
And we need all of us to come together so that we can recognize that as a collective body, like we're coming together and going down to Annapolis, it can be thousands of, how many formerly incarcerated people there are in Maryland?
Oh my
Do you know that we all have the right to vote? That all those things that we're talking about, this not right, that's not right, that we can vote and put people in office who will listen to us and who will make laws to make it better for us.
That's right.
The people that make the laws, how do you get things changed? You can't always rebel. That doesn't work.
Speak out. That's right.
Protest works. Yeah,
absolutely. That's why I want you.
Guess what? We can protest with our vote.
Solidarity Committee. Absolutely.
We can protest with our vote. Also, we can make sure that every returning citizen who has the right to vote gets the their voter registration so that when time to come to vote, we can put people on the school board.
Come on,
We can put
cast your
people on.
vote. That's
Yeah,
right.
we can have an influence on who gets on the parole commissions.
I know
on
that's
these
right.
commissions. We can say to our legislators, come on there. We voted for you, and these are the issues that we need to be addressed. Why are women being paid? Why are women paying money at a pre-release facility inside a maximum security prison?
Absolutely, that's right. That's right.
There's
Come with a
questions that need
list
to be
of
there's
demands.
questions that we want answered on this show. We want to
Absolutely.
bring people on to ask those questions, but we also want to bring the people on who got the answers.
Absolutely. I told you, Miss Gwen, that we only have 4 minutes. Ladies, Miss Gail, final comment. Miss Etta, final comment. Giselle, final comment. And then we're going to let you close out, Miss Gwen. Go ahead, Miss Gail, final comment. We have 4 minutes.
I'm excited and I'm ready to go to work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Miss Etta, final comment.
Together we can make the change happen.
All right. Giselle, final comment. No, we can't hear you. Unmute your mic. Yes, there you go. Unmute your mic.
Stick and stay together forever.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Absolutely. Okay, let me read this comment, and then Ms. Gail, I'm going to let you end the show. Listen, 6 hours in a detention center, having been late for traffic court, had I not had someone post a $75,000 bail. She said, talk about trauma. We need these laws changed. Traffic court and a $75,000 bail. Hey, Dr. Porter, bless you also. Wow. Elmore, Holiday. Yes, you need to talk with Miss Gwen and these ladies. $75,000. Miss Gwen, I told you. 3 minutes. Take us home, okay?
Okay. Always saying to everybody who's listening, we take a van down to Annapolis.
Every Tuesday.
The numbers that are trailing at the bottom of the program, please call. Let us know that you want to come out and help us. Not only that, we are the answer. We are the answer. Remember that. We are the change that we want to see. We can't keep relying on this person and that person or this or that or that or this. We have to become each individual a part of this, and we can make the changes. So we welcome the input from you all. We know that next week we're going to have some things to talk about because you all are going to call in and tell us what's going on.
I know that's right.
Yes, what's going on, and we'll let you know what's going on in Annapolis more thoroughly next week. We didn't get a chance to talk because, like I say, we needed to introduce ourselves to you all. Mm-hmm. So now that you've met us, come on, let us meet you.
Get to know these faces. Let
us get to know you. Absolutely. Call in, let us know what's on your mind.
Absolutely. I'm Joy B, standing in for Dr. Charlene Jenkins, Lady J. Ladies, thank you so much. Dr. Porter says she wants to go to Annapolis, and yep, that's what we're going to do. We'll contact you, Dr. Porter. Dr. J will. Ladies, you are so brave, so courageous. I told you we needed to call 911. You killed it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
Just wanted to let you know that the host of this show appreciates the time that you've spent with them. Now, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you can keep up with everything that we're doing. And most of all, thank you for tuning in to What Up Baltimore online radio, where the people have the power.